Hi, and welcome to Zeno Live, the new live stream series by online booking and expense provider Serko, where we feature interviews with subject matter experts across the corporate travel industry. Today I'm coming to you live from the GBTA event in San Diego, and I'm joined by Senior Vice President, Global Supply Chain Partners, Vince Chirico, CWT. Vince, great to see you.
Great to be here.
Great to see you in person. We've known each other a long time. It's been a while. First pilot out of the box. It feels like this is kind of normal, but from your perspective, you've been through a lot. People are returning to travel. Give me your perspective as a travel management company dealing with the return to travel.
Yeah, sure. What we're seeing is people like to be face to face. Being two-dimensional just isn't part of our DNA, and so travel's back in a big way. We're really pushing hard to get after servicing all of our customers. Yeah. One dynamic we're seeing is that they want to speak to our travel counselors. And
you think that's because pandemics put a little doubt in their mind, so they want a subject matter expert to give them some guidance?
Yeah, it's while I have you on the line, can I ask you this, or can you can you make me feel comfortable about that? So that's something we're
And it's probably a good news, bad news. Right? Good news, they love talking to the counselor. Bad news is somebody's waiting to talk to the counselor. Right.
That's right. That's right.
So let me second question. People learned to use technology during the pandemic. My guess is you're leveraging a bunch of technology to kind of deliver the service. So what specifically have you guys done at CWT, and what have your customers asked for?
Sure. Well, back to people wanting to speak to our counselors.
Yep.
We're working with Zeitlin to be a little bit more predictive about demand and capacity planning.
Cool. Yep.
So that's been helpful. But I would say the primary technology is all around sustainability. It's in every RFP. It's now a key dimension of winning business. And so we're working with the likes of Thrust Carbon, DEFRA, in terms of measuring carbon footprints. Those came out in the March-June time frame, or partnership with Thrust Carbon and our product. We offered back in November 2020. If a customer is looking for a full end-to-end solution, our solutions group is offering like an ECO, full end-to-end offering. So those are the sort of the key.
Yeah, you're addressing where the market's going, right? I think this conference, I heard someone say there's 10 sustainability sessions, so you're clearly in the hot spot or the sweet spot of where people are going. Now let's talk a little bit. You guys do a survey every year with GBTA, the supplier list. Now you're in the middle of all of that, so give me a little bit of a background of what you're seeing in terms of the overall trending, and then a couple of specific questions I'll ask that.
Sure.
So
Generally, travel's back with a vengeance. We think that, there are three big factors that are weighing in. Still, obviously, Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Yeah, a couple of things holding us back.
Right, inflation, prices rising, and COVID still lingering.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of your colleagues or customers you've talked to, but people are still catching the disease.
3-4 times now, right?
Right.
So
they're
it's
on
not
their
going
third
away.
or fourth round. So those things are putting pressure on prices, and we are seeing prices going up. And so it remains to be seen what impact that has on demand. But that's our initial sort of observation.
Okay, so on that question, who do you think is, whether there's a trend look like, who has the pricing power in 23? Right now, it's clearly with the suppliers. Hotel rates are up, airfares are up. Do you think that's going to ease in 23, or do you still see pricing power going to sit with the suppliers for a while?
I think I don't have a crystal ball, but I would probably say it's going to still sit with the suppliers.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm going to shift gears a little bit. I'll talk a little bit about kind of the Great Resignation. Right, it's hit our industry really hard. You guys were affected. Everybody in the travel supply chain's been affected. So how do you deal with that as a company?
Look, I think there's a lot of drama around the topic. Naturally, people may have decided to do something else with their lives, but travel weighs in on the global economy in a big way. And so, we like everyone in the industry, taking on all kinds of hiring schemes, refer a friend. We're bringing on people as fast as we can. But it can work both ways as well. I mean, it can people can decide to get into the travel sector as well as leave the travel sector. So, I can't speak really for the whole industry, but for CWT, we have a great culture. We've got fabulous people. So we're and great talent. So it's.
All right, I'm gonna kind of drift off that a little bit, or draft off that a little bit. Working remotely, I think you guys have a pretty large remote staff. Return to office. Tell me a little bit about how CWT is viewing it. Are you letting people work from anywhere, everywhere? Does that increase the need for technology to enable that? So just kind of the whole remote workforce.
Yeah, I think what we're doing at CWT is sort of a three-pronged stool approach. There are those colleagues that are going to be required to be in an office. They need a stable telephony or internet. There are those who will have been working remotely, who will continue to work remotely, and then there'll be sort of those who are hybrid,
coming back, back and forth.
And so I think that's probably a pretty common answer or approach to it, and I think our customers are probably following that.
That's what I was going to ask. So your customers the same way, and do you see the concept of work travel? And what I mean by that is you're not traveling for work. You're traveling to go to a location because you haven't seen your people in a while, right? I mean, to me, it's almost a new area where we're all going to need to focus on, right? Like, people have spread out. They're not in offices anymore, but they still want to get together, right? So many people told me during the pandemic they got hired. They never met anybody in the company they're working for a year and a half later, right? So I think it's an opportunity for us. I'm sure you see it the same way.
I mean, I'm seeing it all across CWT.
Yeah.
I mean, I myself haven't had my whole global team together in over 2 years. We're planning our first get together in 2 years, next couple of months.
Yeah.
I think there is a lot of just teams getting back together face to face, for various reasons and meetings. So yeah.
All right. Going to move you into the Xeno Zone. Get to know Vince a little more. You ready to do this?
Okay.
Okay. Here you go. First question. You got a very big business decision to make, and you get to make one phone call. Who gets Vince's phone call?
Very big business decision to make. Who gets my phone call? Wow.
Now, who do you report to at CWT? I mean, I don't want to give you the answer. Well, you've been around for a while, so you probably have a whole list of mentors and folks that are. Go ahead.
I was thinking maybe someone in the U.S. government, but no, I now report to Brian Mogler, who's our Chief Partnerships Officer.
I know Mogs well. Good man.
So I guess it would be Brian.
Cool. All right. Good.
Thanks for your help.
All right. Second question. 3 dinner guests, living, dead, alive. Who's at Vince Chirico's table?
Wow. My deceased mother.
God bless.
Bless her soul. Probably. I wasn't ready for these.
That's cool, man. That's why I do.
The Lord Jesus Christ.
I like it.
And Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy.
All right. Now this is second question for that. Are you guys in a fine dining establishment, or you're in a dive bar, and your mother's with you? So I think I'm going to answer this one for you. But go ahead.
In a fine dining establishment.
There you go.
Thank you.
I think that's the right answer. Okay. Last question. Anything you think is going to happen in the industry next 12 to 18 months?
Again, I think you're going to see a lot of pre-trip approval, a lot of technology and tools with regards to pre-trip approval and travel ready document requirement and visas and all of that really step up.
Return safe, return sound. Vince Chirico, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us here. I want to thank everybody else for joining us and look forward to the next installment of Zeno Live. Vince and Tony signing out from San Diego. Good to see you, bro.
See ya.